Okay. Alright, so today I'm going to play not a Pack Thesis game. I'll get back to Pack Thesis next time. Since there's so many of them, I thought, I can just slide another type of game in between every few games. So today I will actually be playing, I didn't open it up yet because I wanted to see if the loading screen would appear, but I'll be playing Our Life Now and Forever, but the demo because the full game's not out yet. Right, okay, so here it is. Our Life Now and Forever. There is a continue in because I did come in and make, menu. Load. Okay, so I did make 2 of my characters. So this is Kia. I think I did the other tab. And this is my character Miles. But I'll start from the beginning. All I did was make the character. I didn't do much. I'll start from the beginning and possibly remake Kia, but this way so you guys can see what the what do you call it? The tutorial. Would you like gameplay explanations to appear? Yes. Welcome to the Our Life Now and Forever demo. This is a preview that includes the beginning of the game and a preview of some later events. Oh, I didn't explain what this game was. So, Our Life Now and Forever is technically a sequel, but it's a completely different cast. It's of a different game, Our Life New Beginnings, I think it was called. I haven't played it yet, so I'll probably eventually play it on here as well. But it's like these are both games where you follow your character through childhood to like young adulthood, and you shape who they are based on your choices with the people around you. So that's both kind of stressful and kind of cool. But so that's why I'm going to use one of my characters. Because I feel like that's the easiest way to play it is if I have to think about it in terms of one of my original characters, because for me it'd be too stressful. Anyway, so like I said, back to the tutorial. Welcome to Our Life Now and Forever demo. This is a preview that includes the beginning of the game and a preview of some later events. Expansions and improvements to the game will come out as time goes on. For example, the finished version will have partial voice acting. The demo doesn't have any voice lines. When the game is complete, the entire story will be playable from start to end for free. However, optional paid DLCs will be available to add in even more scenes. The very start is a brief tutorial that will be skippable in future playthroughs. It'll help you get acquainted with all the many ways your choices can impact how the game plays. At any time, you can press the pref button on the left side of the game screen to open the settings page and make the experience better suited for you. What does that mean? Oh, see, so this is what it looks like. You can return to the game, your details, relationships, save, load, preference menu. Oh, so these are other, so window, we get a full screen, but I have it in the window screen right now. If I were to change it, it might change how it looks on the display. So I probably won't do that. Skip unseen text after choices transitions. So I won't have it automatically skip right now. haven't played this before. UI animations, background animations, font friendly, simple text box. Oh, should I turn this on? Yeah, I'll turn on the colorblind assistance just in case anyone watching needs it, you know? Sorry. Icons on, music on, sound volume. Oh yeah, I always prefer, there's no voices currently, but I always prefer to have like the sound a little bit lower, and when there's voices, like the voices as high as possible, because I like hearing voices that people give. Auto forward time. I don't know what that means. Text size. I don't know. Oh, I didn't bring my glasses. Well, that's okay. The screen's right in front of me. My glasses are more of reading glasses. I mean, like, they kind of help when I'm looking at screens for long periods of time. But anyway, back to this. Sorry. You can change text size, font style, sound volumes, turn the light animation elements on or off, and other general options. The story of Our Life Now Forever spans 12 years, with the character you play as beginning as a 10-year-old child and ending as a 22-year-old adult. In between those points are two other stages of life: 14-year-old adolescence and 18-year-old young adult. These time periods are referred to as steps 1 through 4. This demo contains scenes from childhood and a brief look into adolescence. You'll be able to determine almost everything about the playable character: name, appearance, personality, pronouns, skills, weaknesses, how they act, what they feel, and more. And all of those details can change as you grow up over the course of the game. However, they won't be forgotten. Who you are and who you were is remembered by the game and the characters you meet. Choices you picked in Step 1 can still be referenced all the way in Step 4. It builds together. The goal of Our Life is to let you truly live your own unique life in the quaint mountain town of Golden Grove. But there are also two lead characters who will grow up alongside your own MC: Tamarack Bauman and Chiu Lin. You'll have the option of being their friend, pursuing one romantically, just having them be people you know, letting your connection change over time, and so on. Your relationship is customizable and progresses at whatever rate you want it to, if you want it to. Though there are a couple of limits to what you can do. Oh, there goes the AC. You can't date them both or break up with one after officially getting together. If you've had a lead become your romantic partner, that's permanent. Tamarack is a little girl with she/her pronouns when you meet her. She always identifies as a woman who uses she/her pronouns. Chiyu begins the story as a little boy who has he/him pronouns, but questions their gender as the years go by. Chiyu will ultimately come out as gender fluid. Chiyu's pronouns are only they, them in Step 2. They use he, they in Steps 3 and 4. Our Life Now Forever doesn't include the option to romance a strictly male-identifying character, but we do have another game, Our Life Beginnings and Always, if that's your preference. That's the one I mentioned. I couldn't remember the title of it. I knew it had beginnings. I had a feeling it had always in there, but I called it New Beginnings, but it's Our Life Beginnings and Always. So there you go. That one is fully out with DLC and everything. I haven't played it yet. My sister has played it, and I've seen other people play it. Well, one streamer on YouTube, So I'll probably maybe play it eventually as one of my characters. I gotta decide which character to play for the streams, because like, you know, I got so many characters. I still am not 100% sure on what character I'll use here, but I might just end up using Kia because that's easy. Thing is, okay, I'll get to it. I'll get to it in a minute. There will be other characters to interact with and befriend besides Tamarack and Chiyu, though those two are the main focal points. How well you get along with other kids, your teachers, your mom, and so on is still in your control. With those basics mentioned, the tutorial will move on to a new screen to explain another major gameplay element. The first thing you'll do in our life now and forever is design the appearance and basic details of your character. You'll be able to select a first name, last name, and add a nickname too. You can also give your MC their general size, choose their dominant hand, and so on. The gender of the MC is customizable as well. That'll be addressed more later. The remaining parts of this section are all the many ways you can edit the appearance of your character. A cute dress-up doll icon is included to give an idea of what your playable character is like. You can change every aspect of the doll, from the shape of your head and eyes to the hairstyle to the coloring of each element to what they wear. The customization can be extra unique by having the hair and or eyes be two different colors, tweaking the exact tint of the colors, flipping the direction of different elements, and more. There's even one special tint that allows you to exactly match the hair and or eye color of your biological mom in the story. Or you can stick to preset options if you're happy with them or want to get through the customization faster. You can even randomize the MC and go with what chance gives. What you choose will be What you choose will be referenced in the script, and the icon image you put together will appear on the text box when your character speaks, unless you turn that element off. The game has a first-person perspective, so you don't see your MC standing alongside the non-playable characters in the normal character sprite style. This first round of designing will set some important basics like eye color, skin tone. Eye color and skin tone that will never change for the rest of the story, but almost everything else can be altered eventually. You will get the option to use the screen to recustomize your MC significantly at the start of each new step. You'll be able to change your first name/nickname, pronouns, hairstyles, what they wear, add scars, etc. if you want. Along with the major recustomization sections at the start of steps, multiple times during each step, you'll also be able to alter just the clothes of your MC. If you want your MC's outfit to be simple for exploring outside and nicer when they go to school, you'll be able to do that. A new decoration option, such as facial piercings, will be available once your character has gotten older. That's everything for this initial screen, so we'll let you begin. More tutorial sections will pop up as you reach new gameplay features. Thank you so much for playing. We hope you have fun. Yeah, I had fun just playing around with the customization, because as I mentioned, I did make two of my characters, Kia Connelly and Miles Raza. So the reason I started with those two characters is because it seems most likely for me to try to play one of them, because Kia's an only child, and another character in this is an only child. And Kia's kind of like my default sometimes because I had to, I'm working on a script, a story with these characters, but for Kia, I ended up cutting her. So she might come up in the story a little later, but it depends. I have to like figure it out. But where the story is now, she's not there. But my hesitation to use her is that I would only be using one of her moms, and she has 3 parents. She has 2 moms and a dad because our parents are poly. And then Miles, and then Miles does live with a single mom and is an only child. So it feels like, why not just do Miles then? Well, that's a good question. Because Miles is the main character. He gets a lot of stuff. But maybe I should just do Miles because this is a demo. You don't really have to focus on the romance part because it's also Leia's friendship stuff. Which made me want to go, maybe I should just do like Leilani because Leilani's less likely to be interested in romance anyway, and then I won't be like in the back of my head thinking, I'm sorry. Yeah, anyway. Should I just do Miles? It might be easy to do Miles because I know Miles very well. Because his backstory will have to shape. I'll be playing him as his character. Oh, I can't do those little side thingies here. Okay, well let's see. There's also Paisley, but she has a single father, not a single mom. And then Ty's parents remarried. Joe Ty's father remarried, so he does have a mom and a dad. And then Ryan has a full family. His parents did divorce, but he has 3 siblings, and he switches off, which I guess it doesn't really matter. I just pick a character and go with it. Maybe I should do Wynn. She's from a completely different series. Well, I guess let me take a look at the hairs, and if I find hair that fits the characters, maybe then I'll do something. Oh, I like that style. Okay, well, let me see. Wait, hold up. Wynn's hair, no, her hair is a little less curly. It's a little more. No. Oh, these hairs are so great. They're so amazing. I love this. Oh my gosh. Okay. See, that's the thing. The hair though is an important part. I think Wynn's hair would be more like that, would be a little less. Oh, and then I could also do Sabrina, but maybe I should just do. Oh, I love that. I love that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay. I know I look like I'm going through this for the first time, but it's been a while since I actually clicked through it. So technically it is. It is my first time because I don't remember. I don't have that great a memory. Oh, maybe I will. Okay, so the thing about Kia. Oh, then I could also do. I'm still naming her. Her name was Claire. Her name was Gaia. I think that's what it currently is. But okay, so Kia's hair isn't actually here. Because Kia wears, teenage Kia wears like braid buns. But if I do Kia, she she would probably have... Right. I'm a sucker for pigtails, so sometimes I don't like characters with pigtails. Oh wait. Let's take this off. I guess let me move this. Okay. So I can do this because she does do like the braids into pigtails. Maybe I should do Paisley. I think Paisley's hair would be easier to make because, well, no, Paisley also has pigtails. I don't actually think there are braided pigtails here. There's this, which I could give to Paisley. But let's focus on Kia. Yeah, I think I'll just make Kia because Kia is a very easy character to go with. And I know exactly her story. I mean, I know all those character stories. But it also forced me to... But, see, I would get more writing practice if I use a different character, though, because I don't really know how to fit Kia into the story right now. I mean, I kind of do, but that gal, so I kind of don't. Let's see, what is this going to be Kia? So I try to follow shape language designs because I'm not like a master at it or anything, but she's like friendly but also like high energy, so I think that would be like circles and triangles. So this is kind of giving square, because I guess this one is kind of giving like circle and triangle. This one's also kind of giving square. This one's a little more grounded, but I think we should go with this one. Okay, right, colors. I almost forgot about colors. So I think I did... I already made one. But I don't remember which eye color I gave her. I think I gave her this. No, this is the eye color. That's the hair color. Or was that for models? Yeah, okay. And this is the eye color. What's this? What did I use that color for? Shoot, I don't remember. Hair. Yeah, the way that the customization works, you can just adjust this. Do you see it moving? Do you see it moving? Wait, let me release it. Oh, wait. Maybe it's hard to see because it's a dark color. Hold up. See, and then if I go back to the hue. No, you still can't see the hue move. That's my bad. Okay, saturation. Alright, let's do a different color. Okay, let's pretend our hair color is pink. Let's see. Remove this. See, you can see the hue better. But it's making me want to do like an anime character or something. I don't like anime character, but you know, because none of my characters have that kind of hair yet. Maybe I should do more characters with interesting hair. That hairstyle reminds me of me in middle school. Anyway. Accessories. Oh, right, these are really cool. Kia's an overall girly because I'm an overalls girly. But let me try to remember. Right, so Kia's mom. That's what I was gonna. Oh, special clothing. At certain points in the story, you may want to dress your character in special clothing that reflects their cultural heritage. This demo doesn't include such at the moment. This demo doesn't include such a moment, but you can still take a look at what options are currently available. More clothing options, as well as information on the currently available options, will be added in the future. Keep an eye out for updates. Okay, so some of the, so these are like, you know, the cultural attires. So yeah, there's that. And then, what's here? Did I do this? Okay, so the thing about the game is that I gotta try to stay in line with Kia is. And the thing is that there is a little bit of a gap in my brain because I mean, her situation is going to be different in this game. She's going to grow up a bit differently. This is the thing I gave Miles because Miles is a very hoodie kid who wears hoodies all the time. Hoodies. Oh, and that's the other thing. I can always replay the game with the character again later. I think that's going to give this game lots of replay value because every character is different. And so, if I play with a different character, is that what I did, Red? So I try to give my characters color themes, right? Because it helps differentiate them just like from the start, like what's a color that this character wears. And I think for Kia it's very red, which is the hard part about differentiating her from a different character I have. Oh, but if I did that character, okay, so I have a character, her name is the one I mentioned earlier, Gaia, or her name was Claire at one point. She is a trans character, so I could also tell that story with this if I wanted to, because she was, yeah, sorry, I'm like really trying to figure out what I want her to wear. Anyways, she's also an overall-y person though, and I'm trying to make sure I differentiate them enough because they are very different. Like Kia doesn't really get like angry. Part of her story is that she's like, I don't know if you can hear the air turned off, so it got quieter. Part of her story is that she, oh, those are cute. Kia's kind of a heart-shaped person, but there's not really hearts earrings here. So I'm gonna do the stars or the bows because she has a bow in her hair. Oh, we can choose them individually? Yeah, I think he is that kind of kid who would want to do that. Or maybe, yeah, I guess gold is fine. So Kia. She's very high energy. Oh, look, you can have all of these on here, and you can also flip. Wait. Ah. Oh, whoops. Click to flip. There we go. Click to flip. There we go. So she could have these. Oh, and that's the other thing. So I think it's under extras. So if I had done my character Tyrone, I call him Ty for short, I would want to play around with this because he was in a car accident in his youth. But that's the thing. That's also the event that lost his mom. Wait, I can't see that one. Oh, there it is on the neck. So sometimes I think, oh, I should remember to give Ty a scar because they were in a car accident. He was in a car accident, him and his mom. Oh, birthmarks. That's cool. Again, looking at this like this is my first time seeing it, but that's okay because it's your first time seeing it. Maybe. It's got I can read. Vitiligo. Oh, you can like layer them. So like, if one shape's not doing it for you, you can be like, well, this one and this one. Or this one and that one. You know? You wanna... freckles. I should really like consider more facial variants to my characters. Ty has scar, but what about the rest of them? Maybe. Haven't considered it before. Well, there we go. I like it for these. Okay, I would not give her freckles because that's one of the defining differences between her and Gaia. And it's that Gaia does have freckles. Gaia would have low pigtails too, by the way. Oh, but then are the moles doing it too similar to her? Because if in a drawing with people, okay, so then this you can do like a little view where it has the, you can, oh, I didn't name her yet. Wait, oh, I didn't know the preview was down there. I didn't remember that being there. Is this where I named her? I think there might be another screen actually. Kia Connelly. And so they start at 10, right? Energetic. Ah, oops. I don't know what I did. So screenshotted. My bad. Energetic kid. Alright, so leave space for art. What does that mean? Cool. There's a preview there. Choose expression. So more Kia expression. This is so precious. Oh my gosh. Oh, I can, yeah. Well, eyebrows do a lot for a picture. So maybe she's just happy and then it's like worried. Oh, it's dope. So this is more Kia. That's more Gaia. Sorry. Gaia? Gia? I don't know. Oh. Anyway. I think also. Oh. Okay. I'm a mom to all my characters. Or I guess a parent. I was making miles. Yeah, it'd be something like that for the facial expression. But anyways, this is Kia. We're doing Kia. I get excited clicking at customizations, as you guys can probably tell. And the air came back on. Alright. Blush. No blush. No blush. Try to get those brown cheeks. View. And then I think if I press these buttons. Oh, I think I pressed the wrong button. These buttons. There, I screenshotted it. And, yeah, so there we go. There's Kia. These are the basic things. She's got big eyes. but she's bright-eyed. Oh, I like those eyes, but I don't think they're very cute. So we're gonna stick with this. Okay. So this is where we put her name. See, I knew there was another screen. Kia Connelly. As I mentioned, oh, she doesn't have a nickname. See, if I did Ty, he would have a nickname. Is she average height? Is she average or short? See, Miles is probably short. I'm so boring. Hold up. Ty's look tall. No, because she's not the same height as Miles, but I know that for guys and girls, they technically count those as different, but they're like close in height, so I'm gonna count her as short because I count Miles as short. Or maybe he's average height. I don't know. See, look, I lied. I don't know anything. Okay, and actually, I never considered this. Yeah, Kia fills out a bit extras to me. What did I fill out last time on the thing? I don't remember. Because you know, I just did the character customization. Oh, should I have swapped the bow and the? Wait. Wait. She's got a bow on both sides, you know? Okay. Yeah, she's gonna be ambidextrous. So right. She has 3 parents. She was adopted though. Not that she doesn't have a black mom. She does have a black mom, but hello from the tutorial again. Now you'll get to customize the identity of your main character, or your MC. Like the MC's appearance, you can make this aspect of your character as personalized as you want or not. Wait. You can make this aspect of your character as personalized as you want or not. Make use of the more specific elements. Determining the gender of your MC was assigned at birth. What pronouns do you Determining the gender the MC was assigned at birth, what pronouns they use, if they use multiple pronouns, adding your own custom pronoun, selecting what gender terms they're comfortable with, and such can all be up to you. You can also change everything except your assigned at birth gender at the start of every new step. If you want to begin with one type of identity and then have your MC go through a transition once they're older, that's completely doable. Feel free to select whatever feels the most comfortable at this stage of the story. Yeah, alright. Yeah. Oh, yeah, but like, look, they have like, it's like advanced, so you can like custom / multiple. So if you wanted to use like all 3, you could. Oh, and the frequency buttons, that's cool. So you can be like, to do that, you can do that. That's cool, that's cool. It's really cool. Allow random selection. Oh, since manually, and you can allow random, and you can add, per line, so it would change various times of the line. This would change by scene. And you can also use custom ones, say like subject, you know. So if you have different pronouns than the ones that they allow here, then you can do that. And then they also have it so that you can change your honorific. So if you use like, what was that one? MYS, I think was one that some people use. I don't know. There's that one. So you could change that here. I think it's really funny that there's like sir and madam, like, because, you know, it's not fancy sounding, but, you know, maybe that's more common for people. And then how would you like people to refer to you? Masculine leaning, ergo son, boy. Neutral leaning, ergo child, kid. Oh, and there's advanced customization there too. So like, for, oh, well, it goes to all of this. So like, you know, kid, girl, boy. You know, kid, da da da. See, do I have it? Is there a sibling? Am I gonna have a sibling in this game? Oh shoot, maybe I should have played as Ty. Because then it'll be a younger sibling. Or maybe this is just a guideline. I have no idea if there's gonna be a sibling in this game. Ah, I did it again. Okay. Confirm. Got this, got that. Okay. Now that you've got your own character ready, you'll be able to influence the appearance of your biological mother. She has 3 hair textures and skin tones. You can have her look as similar or as different from your MC as you like. She chose to raise a child on her own and use artificial insemination to give birth to your character. The biological father never appears in the story. So this is where she differs from Kia's mom, because one of Kia's moms literally just has that condition where you can't have kids. Yeah, think like Robin from How I Met Your Mother. You know, she just couldn't have kids. And then her other mother doesn't have a uterus. If that, yeah. Anyway. The biological father never appears in the story. So if your character happens to look nothing like your mom, it can be assumed they take after the off-screen father instead. You'll also get to choose what term your character refers to her by. Currently must be a title in order to make sense in the script. If you enter her first name, the phrasing won't make sense. Later builds of the game may be suited for calling her by her name instead of a title. You'll also be able to change the title you use for her at the very start of every new step. Her skin tone and hair texture will remain consistent for the rest of the game. So if I were doing one of her moms, she'd probably look like that, and then her other mom like this, which is the one I will stick with. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I feel like I should know. I don't remember. If I was doing Miles, his mom would be like, maybe, I haven't fully decided if I want her to have wavy hair. Normally be like more straight, but I'm thinking more wavy lately. But then again, she probably would have straight hair. So then maybe Kia's mom should have like a wavy hair, so just to make it different. Anyways, no, I'm doing this mom. Okay. And we've got a last little bit of customization before the story begins. Your interface display style. First, there's your sticker. A sticker is just a charming little image that appears in certain screen graphics such as the choice menus and, most importantly, save files. You can easily track different playthroughs by using different stickers, and your sticker can change whenever you want by clicking the info button on the sidebar and going to the Your Details page. One example to use it would be if you have a playthrough you're enjoying, but in step 2, you're not sure if you want to romantically pursue Tamarack or Chiyu. You can take that same file, change the sticker, and make another save. One version of the story, and sticker could have you dating Tamarack, and the other sticker is a separate story with Chiyu. Finally, there are 2 different text box styles to choose from. A traditional visual novel arrangement with the box along the bottom of the screen, or a more comic book style where the speech bubbles are positioned next to the one talking at the bottom of the screen, and at the bottom of the screen when there is narration. You can switch between them at any time on the preference screen. I'm trying to figure out what that looks like. Sorry. I shouldn't be distracted. Okay. Anyway. You can switch between them at any time on the preference screen. If the button Simple text box is highlighted, you'll have a visual novel style. You click to unhighlight that button for the comic style. By default, both text box styles will have the icons to show who's speaking. Those can be turned on or off through your preference settings as well. Can you guys hear the music? Wait. It's a really a peaceful sound, but I don't know if you can hear it. Oh shoot, I just changed the screen completely. I forgot that happens. Well, okay. That's okay because it was very similar. But I don't know if you can hear the music. Well, I guess that's okay. Speakers. I think it's this one. Hello? Yeah, okay, so you can probably hear the music now. That's funny. It did get quiet in case you're well, I don't hear music now. By default, both text box styles will have the icons to show who's speaking. Those can be turned on or off through your preference settings as well. I didn't miss anything, did I? Okay. Thank you for reading the beginning tutorial. Okay, so Kia in general is very hearts. She's hearts. Hearts. Oh, look, that has a heart on it. Anyways, we'll do this one because Kia. I don't know if you saw, but I used this sticker for Miles when I made him, and then I didn't make anyone else. But if I were to make someone else, let's see, what would I use? This would be for Ryan. I don't really know for Ty. Maybe this. I don't know why, but I'm feeling this leaf. This one in particular. Oh, this one for Leilani. Or the backpack. One of these two. For Paisley. Actually, yeah, the book's for Leilani. The backpack for Paisley. For Sabrina, I didn't mention it all, but if I don't, well, not really. For Sabrina, it'd probably be. I'm feeling the jam. Okay. Yep. Oh, I did mention Win earlier. When I would use the acorn because she's part squirrel. Oh, story for another time, I guess. Yeah, okay. So this is the comic book style. This is the visual novel style. I don't know how that will look in gameplay. You know? Well, this picture is bigger though. This one looks smaller. I don't know if it's just because of the way this is laid out right now, but I guess I'm curious. I don't know what this means. I mean, like, I see what it means, but I don't know what it'll look like. Well, let's take a quick look at it. Okay. It looked like fall in Golden Grove. More than any place you'd seen before, it could be more than any place you'd seen before. It could be in one of your old picture books to show little kids what autumn was supposed to be. But there weren't any green trees. Okay, I read that in the wrong order. Leave me alone. There weren't any green trees or bushes, but there weren't just bare branches yet. It was almost the same as normal. All that changed were the colors: red, orange, yellow, brown. Even the blue of the sky high above your head seemed different than it did in summer. It wasn't as bright either, as though it had gotten tired of sparkling by this late. As if it got tired of sparkling by this late in the year. Okay, I get it now. Or like it was even farther away from you now that you were in this place. The plants and sky didn't get this way where you lived, where you used to live. Your thoughts continued to jump around while you stood there in the big circle of the street at the end of the road. Oh my gosh. I didn't finish reading that sentence. I mean, the word. While you stood there in the big circle of street at the end of the road. Oh, we live on a cul-de-sac. It was a weird path to you. It couldn't take you ahead or to the sides or anywhere else like most streets we've gone down. This one only came right here with those big houses. The view in front of you was something you'd only ever seen in photos before from the stapled together papers that advertised the middle house being for sale. It had been a picture book to you until this day. Now you knew it felt like fall here too, because it was cold outside. Chilly enough that you sometimes held your eyes closed for a few seconds longer than usual to try to keep your eyeballs from feeling like they were going to freeze inside your head. This was a real place, the icy air surrounding you said. This was a real place, the icy air surrounding you said, and you were really in it. And it was where you were going to stay. That was new. Your mama and you had lived in apartments before, and never for very long each time. That was until she'd gotten a big job in this not that big town and bought a big house. You wouldn't be going anywhere else for a long time. Now in that moment, you couldn't imagine being there forever. But that's just the way it was. The old tan house at the very end of the long, round road was now your house, standing tall with two others by its side. Those buildings were homes too, with their own people living inside. And those people in those ancient houses were going to be your neighbors. Okay, so Kia is a very positive, well, tries to be positive. She's kind of like, she'd have a moment of being a little scared to like interact, but like, because people see her a lot sometimes, which I think is a kind of a trend for some of my characters now to think about it. Anyway, but like, definitely, okay, so she would be, okay, so it seemed okay to you. You felt kind of mixed up inside. You were super excited about everything happening, okay? You were mad, she's not mad. There wasn't much you felt about that. Nah. Coming there had given you hope. Maybe your future. Is that being cut off at the bottom? No, it's just like a page. Okay. Coming there had given you hope. Maybe your future would be good. How much worse could it be than what it was like before? This would really be something, you thought. You felt scared. It all made you so sad. Okay. Okay, see, because if I was thinking about my other characters, you know, like I think about multiple people at a time because I gotta consider when I play this as a different character what I might say. So like if I was Paisley, I would say Paisley would be mad. I think Miles would be, how much worse could it be than what it was like before? Because I don't think he's a very like hopeful person, but like, you know, you're like, well, yeah, he's yeah. Something that's so like non-committal. This would really be something, you thought. That's probably more time. Was it what you felt about that? You seemed okay. Leilani would probably be one of these. See, I'm trying to not get into my head about Kia's other two parents because, you know, Kia is 3 parents and a dog. Well, I don't know when she got her dog, but she had a dog. So going here without her other 2 parents feels like an insult, but I have to remember they're not in this game and they will never be in this game. It's a single mom, artificially inseminated, which is a little bit different than what can actually happen in Kia's story. Because none of her parents can have a kid. I'm laughing at myself. Okay. But she is kind of an excitable person. But, you know, I think, well, when did she start having a hard time in school? That's the question. Well, originally it was elementary school, but then when she wasn't there, when she got cut from the story and I was thinking about moving her in later, it was going to be kind of her backstory in like middle and high school. But maybe I'll do this. Like, I think she is kind of like a, okay, maybe this will be better because she did move anyway in my original story. And am I over explaining? That's probably okay. And it was even better because you were doing this with your mama, and it was good that part. It was good that part was nice since your mama was no fun. No matter what, you'd keep looking out for your mama. Okay. That's the thing. I think most of my characters have a pretty good relationship with their parents, except for if I had done Frankie. Well, mostly his dad. I think for his mom, it would start off with this kind of mindset, but like ultimately by high school, it's this for both of his parents. Damn, I should have done Frankie. Anyway, you know, for a more like a downer tone story, but Kia loves her parents, and her parents love her, and Miles was his mom. And this would always be what Miles would say, or with his mom as well. Paisley doesn't have a relationship with her mom because she left when she was pretty young, so Paisley's just with her dad. And I'm over-explaining again. You didn't ask about all my characters, but I can play this again with a different character if you want to know more about my other characters. We will focus on Kia. You'd have so much fun together. I clicked the right thing, right? I sure hope so. Oh, that's what it looks like. Kia, come on over and take a look. Yeah, actually, let's see. Oh, that was your mama's voice. You hadn't noticed she'd gone so far. You wasted no time catching up in order to reunite with her. Off the cul-de-sac road and cutting across the lines of grass and sidewalk, you reached the picket fence. Your mama had called from. The gate was unlocked. Unlike the other houses in front of yours was a tiny gray stone walkway that led up to a couple little steps, and those steps led to the door. You walked along the private path, making sure each foot landed squarely on a rock, and not only... Nope. I don't even know where I got that from. I think I saw the on and then the L and the until and then the Y and the U, but anyway. It's like all at once. You walked along the private path, making sure each foot landed squarely on a rock and not on one of the dirt cracks in between until you arrived at the end of the line. Very, very Kia. Actually, that's very Kia of her. Then you hopped up the tiny stairs to join your mama. And there your mama was, standing, oh, she pretty, standing at the edge of the porch, arms folded, waiting. She must have been moving around before, because the shiny opal earrings she had on were twisting from side to side a bit. You knew they were real opal stones because she told you before when she first got them. She also told you a long time ago that her normal name, not Mama, was Opal. Oh, I like that. Might steal that. Her parents do have names, but I like the name Opal. I should name someone Opal. Her clothes were the colors of a cloudy day after rain had already come and gone. The kind of day that could be cold and bad or really relaxing and comfy. It depended. You wondered which way she looked at it from. You don't know. The rest of her, though, was so much more bold, especially the matching purpley cranberryness of both her hair and eyes. There weren't a lot of things out in the world with that color that could feel gloomy. Mama smiled at you. It made you feel all as soft and warm on the inside as your mama was on the outside. What do you think? It's a pretty place, huh? Okay. I've seen worse junk. I've seen better places. It's beautiful. I'm gonna have my own room, right? It stinks, he said bluntly. It stinks, he said jokingly. It's okay, I guess. I hate this. You stared at her blankly. You nodded eagerly. You shook your head furiously. You refused to even look at her. See, I'm always gonna wanna think about what my other characters would say. Okay, because like Miles would either go this route or this one, but like this one doesn't say that it's joking, because like Miles' mom are very, even more like playful dynamic. I think It's a little hard for everyone else. I'm not worried about everyone else. Okay, I gotta worry about just Kia. So she's either gonna. Okay, I like this lesson because some kids don't talk that much. Like if I was doing Ryan's sister, Ryoko, I'm doing her name. Okay, that's what she currently the pit of the name. Anyway, she would probably like nod or stare, but she's like that. She has. Anyway, yeah, I think this is how Kia would respond. It's beautiful. I agree, my dear. Her mouth stayed in the shape of a smile, but her eyes and eyebrows changed, bending in a way that made it seem like she wasn't really smiling. Or was it some other kind of smile? She had put a hand on one of the white painted pole things that kept the porch roof from falling down. Her fingers moved along it. Won't be much longer. The real estate agent should be here to hand over the keys in a couple hours or so. Then it'll be official. We'll be the newest residents of Golden Grove. I wonder why I had to move. You know, like, it's a big move. I mean, like, because it's a whole different town. You know? You shifted your weight from one foot to the other. This was a big deal to your mama. Her whole life was changing, too. You hoped it wouldn't be a mistake. You didn't want your mama to be sad. Well, you've seen the yard and the outside. You don't have to wait here the entire time. How about you go look around the rest of the neighborhood? She bent down, placing her hands on her knees in order to speak directly to you on the same level. It's a safe town, especially in this area. You'll be able to play freely out here. Maybe she should have been average and then short for the rest of her life. You know, like average height as a kid and then short when she got older. Like me. I think I was always short. Anyway, you know, some kids, like, you know, you think that one height and then it's like, boom, they spread it up. Well, boom, they didn't grow anymore. Oh. Okay. Oh, there's 2 pages here. Okay. You perked right up at the suggestion. You jumped happily. Your eyes went wide in fear. You grasped her pants, wanting to stay together. You huffed unhappily. You frowned at her. You merely shrugged. Just the neighborhood? That wasn't exciting. You wanted to go everywhere. You covered your face with your hands, not wanting to go. You turned your face away from her in defiance. Please, you weren't a baby. What could possibly go wrong? You didn't need her to say it was okay. You could look out for yourself. That'll do Miles. Just in case you were wondering. I'll play this as Miles at some point. I will. I'll do it. I got to. Because or maybe I'll just play Our Life Beginnings and Always as Miles. Because you perked right up with the suggestion. I think that's likely to be her. Kia likes to run and jump and play. Oh, apple dumpling, strawberry shortcake. Sorry about that. Mama went back to her normal way of standing, her head up high, on arms folded. That's the spirit. Enjoy yourself. Don't stray into any other streets today. Just don't stray into any other streets today. I didn't read all those out loud. Oh my gosh. Wait. How do I? Oh, shoot. Okay, here we go. Oh, whoops, I went too far. So Spirit, enjoy yourself. Just don't stray into any other streets today. Yes, Mama. That's not fair. I won't, promise. I guess I should have read those as kids too. Yes, Mama. That's not fair. I won't, promise. There, I read them. Okay, properly, I can speak. You didn't care about the rules, but you kept that to yourself. You gave a thumbs up. You grumbled about the restriction. Oh, so it's like this one, and this one are agreeing. And these ones are not agreeing, so it's like even split, but it's like the way you agree or disagree is what matters. And I think he would give a thumbs up. Like a part of me wants her to think she would say, I won't promise, but also I don't think she's in the business of breaking promises. So I think she probably doesn't say promise too lightly, like, or too commonly, just in case, you know, just in case something happens, you know, thumbs up. But I also imagine her running off and like giving a thumbs up as she does. So yeah, thank you. I trust you. With that, you flipped around, bounded down the steps, and went back towards the sidewalk, ready to explore. Step 1, prologue. Look at the little houses, they're so cute. Your shoes really squished into the dirt path when you crossed from where you were down to the solid road. The smell of the grass and rain softened ground, crisp though somehow also kind of musty, hung in the air, bringing a whole new year of school with it. Oh right, do you guys want to see what it looks like if I if I change the right, so let's go back to this. What does this look like? Does that look any better? I think what needs to happen is I think I need to make the text bigger. It's hurting my eyes actually a little bit. Probably because I'm not wearing my glasses. How does that look? I think I cover it up a little bit, so let's do this for a little while, and then if I feel like it, I might change it back to the visual novel style, because we're used to the visual novel style. The smell of the grass and rain-softened ground, crisp though somehow also kind of musty, hung in the air, bringing a whole new year of school with it. You were going to be a 5th grader. It would be completely different from being a 4th grader, and not just because you'd be attending a new school. You'd be in the highest grade of the place. Maybe that was why your mama was so sure you could do this by yourself. You were growing up. It felt good knowing there was more and more out there that you'd be able to explore on your own. Then, before you took one more step, there was a faint tap against your shoulder. It was barely stronger than the wind, but it was definitely something, and it was completely out of nowhere. You wondered what that was. You jumped straight in the air out of shock. Both your fists went up defensively. You screamed. You rubbed your shoulder, feeling annoyed at whatever it was. It was a ghost, you deduced. It was a light tap. And this is Kia we're talking about. She's going to either do option 2, you jump straight into the air after shock, because she's very energy. She might scream, so option 4, or she might think it was a ghost and move on. Take me out to the ball game. Scream, ghost, jump. I don't think she'll jump because it was a light tap. I like that. Lowering it down. Ugh. But I don't know if it's like how loud of a scream she is. Let's deduce it was a ghost. This town was haunted, and so were those old houses. It made sense. Rapidly, you ping-ponged your gaze from left to right, trying to get a glimpse of the poking perpetrator. No one was there. The neighborhood was empty, except for you. Yes, you judged. It was an invisible ghost. Or you would have settled on that if you hadn't noticed there was a thing you could actually see left behind from the encounter. Sitting there in between the muddy brown blades of the grass was something new. A paper plane? A paper airplane? Who would throw this at a stranger? And why would they disappear after doing it? As you considered those questions, your gaze shifted back towards the right, the side of the street where the tap came from. Whoever sent this to you had gone that way. You crouched down to grab it while keeping a lookout to make sure nothing else snuck up on you. The paper didn't feel the same crinkly, crackly way most normal paper did. It was thicker somehow, almost like a piece of cloth. It was cottony. That wasn't the only part that stood out. The page was a tan color with dark brown lines, not white and blue or white and black or something regular. More questions to add to the confusion. Where would paper like that have come from? You turned the paper airplane around in your hands and squinted your eyes keenly. There were pencil markings on the underside. The paper had scribbles, or maybe even letters. That was enough of a sign to undo the shape someone had put together. You pulled at the flaps of the plane and flattened it out between your palms as best you could. It was true. The paper airplane had a message. Well, maybe. There were some words on it, but not a lot, and they were on different lines from each other. You read over each tiny part from top to bottom. Hello. Go out. Hide out. And then, in the bottom corner was Kia Connelly. Oh, that's spooky. It was a ghost. Oh my gosh. Your name. It had been addressed to you personally. There was no mistake that you were the one meant to get that plane. You scrunched up your face. A person wrote stuff on a piece of paper, turned it into a paper airplane, threw it at another person, and the message they sent was that? Okay. Yeah. I would be a little scared. Like, what the? Who throw paper airplanes at me? How'd they know my name? I'm new here. What the heck is going on? But Kia is not mean. So I believe that Kia would be like, this is a mystery we're solving. She'd be excited. She'd be like, oh my gosh, a secret message for me. So this is so cool. Or this is a mystery we're solving. I'm taking too long to decide. Sorry. This was a mystery worth solving. I think that's which one I'll go with because I think she would be very interested in figuring things out. You know, she'll be like, oh my gosh, what's up with this? Where are we going with this? Yeah, okay. That's what I want to click on. Because I was trying to decide, because, you know, this is so cool. I think she would think it's cool. But, you know, it's only a period. And this has an exclamation point. Maybe the words were a code you had to break. You had to tell your mama right now. You were going to get to the bottom of this. You were done exploring. It was time to go back to that house. You just wanted to get back to looking around. Shoot. See, why'd I do a game with all these choices? Oh my gosh, we all know who I am. I know who I am. You had to tell your mama right now. You were going to get to the bottom of this. Would she go and tell her parents immediately? I think she's kind of like in her energy. So I think she's going to get to the bottom of this. Someone or something had to have sent this to you. You weren't going to stop until you found out who and why. Past the parts where the lights shone through the clouds and the parts where it got darker, you began your investigation by heading in the same direction the paper had hit you from. The half circle of houses was out of sight by the time the normal sidewalk ended, and it really ended. Instead of connecting to another street with homes or stores, there was the car road behind you. Whoops. My bad, she should have told her mom. And a bunch of trees and plain ground in front of you. Going down the road would bring you to the rest of the town eventually. But you were sure that would be straying too far, like your mama warned against. That was okay. You had other options. Bending in between the dark trunks and bright leaves were two lines stamped out through the grass. They were in opposite directions. They went in opposite directions. It was a crossroad. One led more towards where the neighborhood was, but back further, right on the edge of where the forest started. The other went completely into the trees, a walking path for people who lived here. You stood there at the start of this turning point in the woods in your life, feet poised to move over the stirring thicket floor. I think that Kia's gonna want to go further into the forest. There was definitely a path here, and there was definitely more worth trying than the other. You were sure of it. Something on the inside just told you so. Oh shoot, which one is which? Which is gonna take her deeper into the forest? Wait, I can backtrack, right? Okay, wait. There's a crossroads. One led towards the neighborhood, but further back, right on the edge of where the forest started. So if it's towards the neighborhood, you might not want to. But the other was completely into the trees. Went completely into the trees. Yeah, she's going to want to go completely into the trees. Okay. And your quest continued. Once you went through the foresty path, you had truly entered the wild woods. Nothing else surrounded you any longer. Nature spread across the land, with the narrow dirt line and fence being the only sign anyone had walked in this spot before you. People were only visitors here. Golden and red leaves gently rustled against each other in the thick clumps, with each tree's branches flowing into the others nearby. It was enough to keep the sky and sun out almost completely, but the leaves burned bright with the light basking over them from above. The foot-made passage continued to twist around up higher into the mountainside, farther than you could see. You were amazed. It was sort of nice. You felt uneasy. You preferred the neighborhood over the woods. It was dirty and icky. This was kind of your place. This was your kind of place. Oh my gosh, I read that completely out of order. Kind of your place. Oh my gosh. Your curiosity was piqued. It was so boring. That was a creepy place. Awesome. You regretted coming out here. The forest was frightening. And I feel like I have to go reread the description because I forgot it. It was enough to keep the sun and sky almost out completely, but the leaves burned bright with the light basking over them from above. The foot-made passage continued to twist around up higher into the mountainside, farther than you can see. Okay, so the curiosity peaked. That was a creepy place. Awesome. Curiosity, creepy. Curiosity, awesome. Are amazed. $50 making day, $50 every day. Alright, let's go. You were amazed. With your wide, wondrous gaze thrown every which way, you let yourself flow deeper into the thicket. The quiet bubble that existed here in the forest away from the town popped from a sudden, unnatural clatter. You stopped. It was a whooshing, thumping, and stirring up of the leaves, like something had crashed into them. You knew for sure that wasn't the wind. It had to have been an animal or a person. And it came from right over there. You decided to just take a peek. You wandered through the bushes to find the source of the sound. You picked up a stick to throw that way, just to see if something happened. He is gonna take just a peek, you know. You crouched lower and snuck off the path. It was harder to keep your footing on the slanted, untrimmed ground. When you reached a really tree-cluttered spot, you grasped at the branches and pushed them aside in order to poke your head through. Oh shoot, I forgot to post that I was streaming again. Next time. You moved them the same way you'd open up a set of curtains, but it was a lot harder to do. The tiniest branches couldn't take the bend and snapped from the pressure. You could feel the splintery ends of the plants scratch a little at your face and clothes. It wasn't as secretive a check as you'd hoped it would be. It wasn't as secretive of a check as you'd hoped it would be. On the other side of the tree line was still the woods, but kind of an empty part. There was a lot of open ground with no trees or bushes growing and a ton of leaves that were gathered into piles. Past that clearing, the trees were back and even more closely pressed together than they were by the path. It was mysterious. There was nowhere easy to go, and nothing seemed out of place to you until hello. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what this looks like if I have it with a simple text box. Because hello. Because like when I'm reading the narration, I don't mind it being in the center, but the comic book boxes are a little small. You know, and it kind of like I feel like I'm straining a little. So I guess maybe I should keep it like this. Because it's already in friendly font. So make it bigger. What does it look like if I make it bigger? Not big enough. I'll see. Hello. There was a shout and a new whirlwind of leaves rushing through the air. From underneath one of the piles was a kid. Oh, I'm not reading these out loud, sorry. Who was this person? That's all you thought. You couldn't look away from their eyes. They were really red. They had sparkly hair, you noticed. You liked the scarf they had on. There were leaves stuck in their hair and clothes. That was the prettiest person you'd ever seen. Let's go that sparkly hair you noticed. I think Kia would notice that. I think, yeah, I think Kia would be like, oh, sparkly hair. You couldn't hold the leaning forward position any longer and stumbled forward completely into the open area. Excuse me. Sorry. You stared at them, and they looked right back at you as everything they'd thrown into the air gently drifted back down. Oh, hi. Oh shoot, I didn't miss any other pages too. I don't think. All right. Hi. Were you in there this whole time? You scared me. Do you live out here? You're crazy. How did you know I was here? Were you waiting for me? Awesome. You had no idea what to do. You began to laugh. I thought I was going to catch someone, but you got me. How do you know I was here? I heard you coming. The kid kicked their legs up and down in the leaf pile that surrounded them. The crunch of dried plants finished the message. I went to hide just now so I could jump out when you got here. They talked about it like it was the obvious thing to do, and your reaction was confusing to them. Oh. What would you have done if I didn't come? Alright, that was pretty good. That's so dumb. You didn't have anything else to say. Yeah. Alright, that was pretty good. That got the stranger giggling. Wait here. I do like that they're over in different places. I just, wait, let me see something. No, but then I won't know who's talking. The jumping jack kid hopped up again, but this time it was to get off the ground. Wait, I want to see something. Can I change that options? If she flips off with that. Okay, then she just go right in the giggling. But I do think Kia would. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Kia would wonder how they know that she was there, because that's the kind of person Kia is. She's like, wow, amazing. Oh, shoot. Miles is also kind of easily impressed. Maybe that's why they become friends so easily. Okay, wait here. Jumping kid got hopped up, and this time it was to get up off the ground. They dashed to the opposite edge of the open space, leaves scattering behind them, dropping out of their clothes and being kicked up by their steps. You were already wondering what was going to happen next. From behind one of the tall, crooked trees, the kid began throwing sticks and other plant pieces around. They were uncovering a hidden treasure, a big brown bag. They had to use both their hands to lift the pouch and get it over their head. The thick strap pulled tight under the strain of the weight attached to it. The line of their mouth looked just as strained. The stranger huffed when they released the bag from their fingers, letting it rest completely across their shoulder. You heard stuff bumping around inside from your position way over here. It was a really full pack. But it didn't slow that kid down. They ran back at full speed to meet you, where you were. When they were in front of your face, they gave a wave and asked a question. Hi, are you a girl too? Yeah. How did you know? You nodded. Well, yes. Sometimes. Kind of, not totally. Sorry. I was sitting on my feet, and now they kind of hurt. She sung her own praises in a chiming tone. Both girls, both girls. And all of a sudden, the leafy girl seemed to remember to introduce herself the way most people do. I'm Tamarack. Tamarack? Oh my gosh, I have no idea how to say her name. I can't read. Alright, that sounds nice. Really? Tamarack is a weird name. Cool. Tamarack, what does that mean? Tamarack, that's a tree. Wait, isn't that a normal word and not a name? You simply nodded. That sounds nice. Thanks. A tamarack is a kind of tree. I like it a lot. So what's your name? I'm Kia. My name is Kia Connelly. It's Kia Connelly. Nice to meet you. You had an old library card with your name on it. You let her look at it. Oh, I'm not pointing at the I'm reading. You didn't speak up. Yeah, I think she would say nice to meet you. It's Kia Connelly. Nice to meet you. Wow. Hi, Kia. She greeted you with a 5-spread wave of her hand, as sweetly as if you'd always known each other and she'd done it 100 times. Do you like it? Your name? Yeah. No. I don't know. Sometimes. A little. It's alright, I guess. You nodded in agreement. You shook your head against that. You shrugged vaguely. Oh, does Kia like her name? Yeah, let's say she does. Oh, alright. Your ribbon is nice. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, it is nice. Well, thanks, I guess. Oh, I like your hair tie too. You proudly reach up to straighten the ribbon on your head. My mama got it for me, you announced happily. My mama made me wear it, you informed her flatly. You just looked down shyly. Okay, so thank you. I like your hair tie too. Or my mama got it for me, you announced happily. Oh, or reaching up to straighten it proudly. I feel like if she reached for it, she would also say, like, something. She's kind of talkative. She kind of shares a lot, but this is a friendly person, so I don't think she'd be too hesitant. Yeah. Oh, I got it for me. Wow. Why are you here? Where did you come from? Are you visiting? She piled on one question after another, letting them bubble out like her laughter. I'm not some kind of tourist. My mama and me moved into this town. Tamarack gasped, her large eyes opening even wider. They were full of sparkles. Me too! I'm new too! I moved to live in with my Omi and Opa. Hang on. One second. I gotta look that up. Okay, according to Wiktionary, the free dictionary, usage notes, so it means grandma in German? I think in German. Let's see. Dictionary. Grandma, granny. Okay, so grandma and grandpa. I thought that's what it might mean, but I want to look it up because I don't want to be wrong. Yeah. I moved to live with my Omi and Opa. They have a house here, and I'm gonna be there now. Ha 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 ha. See, okay, I had to look it up because I had a feeling it was Granny and Grandpa, but I wasn't sure. Sorry, when the air goes down, I feel like I'm being loud because then it's off. Okay. Oh, but Kia actually probably would have heard it before. Her mom. I forgot. I kind of sort of forgot. I'm pretty sure her mom is German, actually. My bad. I haven't fully finished doing my research, okay, guys? Like, you know, part German, you know, like, her family heritage, yep. Anyway, but what would she say here? She would probably say you're living with your grandparents. Yep. Which is our, who are they? Are those your parents' names? Omi and Opa? You're living with your grandparents? I've heard that before. Omi and Opa is Granny and Grandpa. I have no idea what you're saying. We listened quietly. Yeah, these options. I guess I shouldn't have looked it up, but I think Kia would have Yeah, anyways, we're gonna go with this one. Yep. Oh, alright. That's nice. I have no idea what it'd be like to not live with my mom though. Are your parents dead? Why'd you move in with them? What about your parents? Yeah. Let's see. Kia is high energy. Kia relates to what she knows. Kia does like to ask people questions, but I don't know. I should ask Bob. Okay, so I think you should either ask why'd you move in with them, or your parents, or I have no idea what it's like to live with them. See, the me and me is like, oh, that's kind of personal. But you know, I think Kia sometimes forgets those. At least I think her younger would. I think as she got older, she kind of like would be more able to pin when to ask questions a little bit. But like, they're busy and not at home. I wouldn't go to school or do anything if I stayed there. So I'm gonna live with my Omi and Opa right now. Okay, that sounds sad. Your parents seem lousy. Weird. Do you feel bad about it? You weren't sure what to say. I think Kia would just say okay. But her explanation wasn't finished just yet. And I'm busy too. You are? Yeah. I've been here 5 days and it's really good. There's so much out here. I probably won't be finished for a long, long time. Months maybe. This is my very first day in Golden Grove. Wow, that's barely different at all. We're a match. She furrowed her extra short eyebrows as much as she could as her new idea came to her. Hey, we're both girls and new. What if we're the same age too? I'm 10. I'm 10 too. You're 10? So am I. We are the same. Why do you even care? You nodded. Yes. You popped all 10 fingers. You were the same age. We kept quiet. Kids, you were 10, so am I. Hooray, same age forever. Hastily, Tamarack held onto the worn strap of her big bag and bounced up and down in place. You decided that this was the perfect time to talk to her about what you were doing. Hey, I got hit with a paper airplane a little while ago. Is that you? Did you throw a paper airplane at me? Do you maybe know anything about a paper airplane? Tell me the truth. Are you the paper airplane person? Do you know what this is? You asked by pulling out the page. Without a word, you took out the piece of paper. Do you know this is pulling it out? She began to cheer louder the moment she caught sight of the unusually colored page. You got it? Yeah, I got it. It's right here. Woo! She flung her arms over her head in celebration, knocking her bag out to the side. It made a thump noise when it swung back against her. My aim is good. You blinked at her in disbelief. You'd done it. You found the mystery person who made that strange paper airplane message. She was entertaining, you thought. You rubbed at your eyes exhaustedly. She was loud. It made you nervous. You couldn't believe the trouble she set. You smiled to yourself shyly. She was so cute, you thought. You didn't know how to feel about that. I guess entertaining. Thanks for sending it. How did you know my name? That plane was really cool. Why would you do that? Yeah, it is. Your throw was perfect. How come you sent me a note instead of just talking to me? What was that message you were supposed to mean? He smiled quietly but with satisfaction. Okay. He is either saying, how did you know my name? That plane is really cool. Or, yeah, it is. Your throw was perfect. How did she know her name? But is that just me? Like, how did... But Kia does ask questions. She is inquisitive. A bit. But also, I think she would want to give a compliment. Yeah, I think she'll say your throw was perfect. Thanks! Yay for the trash doing something nice. What is that supposed to mean? You thought you knew what disbelief was a second ago. But hearing that made you feel it in ways you never had before. The stunned look on your face got Tamara to add more. The paper I used wasn't mine. It was littered in the woods. I picked it up and put it in my bag because I couldn't leave it there on the ground. Then when I saw you standing in the road, I just had the idea I could do something fun with that garbage by making it a paper airplane for you. So you didn't write anything on it? Yeah, I didn't. Oh. Well, that part makes sense, but this is still confusing. What's the point of sending a paper airplane if you don't have a message? Why would you use a piece of paper that had stuff written on it for that? Are you kidding me? Then who did write the note? You were speechless. I don't know. That was all she had. I'm not gonna tell you anything more. Let me see, wait. Well, that part makes sense. This is still confusing. Okay. Oh, well, she can tell you anything more. Yeah, I'll stick with that one. Because I don't know, I don't want it to feel like demanding, you know. I wasn't sure if it came off that way. The other one, and Kia wouldn't be like demanding an answer. She would be like, wow. If that makes sense. The person who wrote that strange message for you was still a mystery, and you hadn't found them even after meeting the paper airplane person. You shrugged and accepted it. You were thrilled that the mystery had deepened. You felt creeped out. You were more determined than ever to figure things out. You were so disappointed. You were completely frustrated. I think she'd be thrilled. She's kind of excited. This was so much more exciting than you had thought. You started thinking more and more about this, making plans in your head. Tamara could tell something was going on with you. Kia, what did the paper say? Was it funny? Do you think random stuff is funny? It was short. All the parts were on different lines. The words were hello, go out, hide out, Kia Connelly. What? So weird. Who would write that? I know. That's what I was thinking. It's strange. She took a big hop closer to you, a smile growing across her face as she landed. You should keep going. I'll come too. That paper isn't very old. It would have gotten wet or eaten by bugs if it was out there in the forest for a while. We could track them down and ask them what they were doing. Okay, you can come. I was going to ask that. Well, alright if you really want to. Yeah, I could use more eyes for looking. Thanks, I would have been scared to go alone. This is something I need to do on my own. Sorry, I'm going by myself. No way, you have to stay here. You nodded in agreement. You shook your head down. Charlotte wasn't going to ask that, but I could use more eyes for looking. You can come. I was going to ask that. I'm going to see. Sure, we'll say this one. I mean, she probably wasn't going to ask that, but she definitely would be like, you can come. Exclamation point. And maybe she would have asked where she got the paper from. Maybe. Yeah, that was close enough. Woohoo! I like those little like sparkles and stuff. Wait, what would it look like if would it still have sparkles? Oh, but you guys can't see the sparkles like that, huh? Yeah, I'm kind of covering them up. Oh, back to the comic book style. What's this again? Oh. Why are her eyes closed? Oh gosh, we could change the sticker. Choose expression. So it's gonna stay like that. Okay, just have to check. Woohoo! Tamarack snatched up a nearby stick off the ground and directed the pointy end forward, the way you had come from. We're gonna find the litterer who puts weird things on paper. And so you started to walk along the brown fall brush again. Now with your new partner in the adventure, Tamarack came along from behind you with eager skipping steps. She was right. You were gonna find that note writer person who knew your name. Soon you reached the head of the path. You were at the crossroad once more, but you'd brought back knowledge and this new girl with you. All right, we did that one. It's where you were. Down there is just a car road. You stood at Tamarack's side, gesturing around animatedly with both hands. You didn't know if that helped her understand better, but you couldn't keep still. But there's that way over on the other side. You bent your knees, stretched out both arms, and pointed across the forked passage to where the second dirt imprint was. Tamarack couldn't possibly miss it with your direction. With her lips shut into a tight line, she nodded rapidly with seriousness. But only for a second, then she was perky again. She was having fun and only pretending like she wasn't always so silly. Yeah, okay. Down the tree path for you and me. The decision easily made. Your and her crunching footsteps started up again in unison. And still your quest continued. The path ended up being kind of a trick. You ran out of dirt to walk on after only a minute or two, and it became plain grass everywhere. Luckily, you only had to keep following the curved bend of brush and tree trunks that separated the forest from not the forest to know you were going where you had planned to go. Tamarack hummed a happy tune, not bothered by the change in the ground at all. You made eye contact and she started speaking words instead of music. It's good that we're looking this way. Walking down the road that goes to the town would have been a bad idea. Does your Omi and Oppa have a rule against that too? I don't know. Oh, then how come? Her eyes went wide. Whatever news she had to give must be something awful. Kia, you have no idea because you just got here, but I've seen it. The town here is bad. The buildings were probably new when my Omi and Oppa were 10. It's old and dusty. Nobody is going anywhere doing anything. They just live in this place, sit around, and do that forever. You could never have fun there. She spoke gravely, giving the topic a moment of silence. After that, her sparkle came back, lighting up her features. But it's all okay, since it's right next to here. Tamarack hopped along, directing her stick to the tree line at your sides. Everything in the forest is growing or dying or changing no matter what. You look at one spot, you look at a different spot. You look back at the spot and you'll see something new you didn't notice before. She spread her arms across and up in your face playfully. It's magic! Wow, you're right! Then, as you strolled even farther, something came into view. You almost didn't notice it at first. It stretched about as high as the trees and made out of practically the same colored wood and was a tower of some. And made out of practically the same colored wood, it was a tower sort of thing. The bottom of it was mostly empty space with thin stick poles at the corners and only one full wall. There were little fake rocks stuck to the boards of the wall side, probably for people to climb on. Above was an actual floor with slanty roof railings around. Some ropes dangled off it in multiple places. The thought came to you that it had the same feeling as a treehouse, except not in a tree. It definitely wasn't a real house. You might have found a local playground. A squeal whisper came right into your ear. Tamrock had noticed the wood thing too. Let's go see it. She pulled away from the side of your head to march toward the tower without waiting for you to even answer. Sorry, I was checking something. I was curious how long I'd been streaming. Okay. Curiously, you moved closer until you were right in front, and that's when you came to the shocking realization that there was something up in there at the top. I squinted to try seeing more clearly, and your neck bent back so far your head might fall off. You could make out a lumpy pile. You just stood there looking. You shouted out. You gave the base of the tower a swift kick. You gave the base of the tower a good shake with both hands. You grabbed onto the parts sticking out to try climbing up there. Yeah, that's what she's doing. Reaching one hand higher and the other closer to anchor yourself, you grabbed hold of different fake rocks attached to the wall. You then situated one of your feet onto the lowest climbing point. You huffed and strained your arms to pull the foot of the rock, then carried all your weight as you lifted the other into the air. It was tricky, but you got the second foot against the rock of its own that was higher than the first. You'd made it fully off the ground. Hello? Hello? Is somebody home? That was cute. The sudden sound of clattering ruckus from inside the fort made you flinch in place. It was a scrambling, thudding noise that you knew came from movement. That lump stopped being just a lump. It shot up, bent right over the railing, peered down, and saw you. It was another kid. Who were they? That's all you could wonder. You couldn't look away from their eyes. They were really deep brown. They had a pointed hairline, you noticed. You liked the fluffy hood coat they had on. I think that's what she would be thinking. She likes the fluffy little coat. Fluffy coat. I know, different things, but I think, sparkly hair is different. The hairline? I don't know if Kia. Sorry. Excuse me. I don't know if Kia pays that close attention to to a lot of stuff. Maybe she should be wondering. No, I think she pays attention to like the details of what people look like. Yeah, so it's probably like the fluffy hooded coat. Your hands started to shake as you held yourself up against the wall. You had to step back onto the grass. The person stayed put. The silent standoff of surprise played out between you and the stranger. Then altogether, one half of their mouth, one of their eyebrows, and one of their hands shifted upwards. That lopsided pose they had, and the fact that they were at the top of the tower, made them seem pretty in charge here. Who are you? Why are you in my backyard? Oh, they were in charge here. I'm Kia. I didn't know this was your backyard. I couldn't tell. Sorry. I'm looking for something. Who are you? Hi. Your backyard? There's no fence or anything. You said absolutely nothing. Your mouth opened and closed soundlessly. You couldn't explain yourself. You were too nervous to speak. You didn't want to have done this. You hadn't known. She might just answer the question. Okay, so Kia. Shoot. I'm Kia. I'm looking for something. Your backyard, there's no fence or anything. I think she's gonna say she's Kia. Or maybe she'll say she's looking for something. Yeah, I'm looking for something. Somehow they twisted their smile and leaned over the railing even more than before. Yeah, what are you looking for? It's a secret. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you. You didn't answer that question. Maybe I'm looking for you. We are looking for a person. If Kia say maybe I'm looking for you. Let's just say she doesn't know. Well, no, because she would just answer that she's looking for a person. So I think we're going to go with this one. Maybe I'm looking for you. The kid was taken aback for a second, clearly not having not expected that. You're looking for me? They stopped being confused. Instead, they laughed. It was light and sparkly and honest. Well, here I am. Are you so glad? Well, I guess we also were kind of looking to see what was up there. Yeah. No, I'm not, he said flatly. Yep, I like you already. Nope, he teased. This is so great. You didn't mean that. I like you, maybe. I'm not glad, he said. You didn't mean it. I don't know. You wanted to say yes, but you're too shy. You didn't share an answer. I think Kia would say, yep, I like you already. This person must have thought you were hilarious because they kept giggling. You know, I think I like you too. After doing her own snooping, Tamrock skipped out from under the tower to join you in the stranger's eye line. She didn't miss a beat, waving and introducing herself to the new person. Hi, I'm Tamrock. Hey. At that, they pressed the palm of their hands hard against the railing, then used it to kick their legs up over the sides and throw themselves right off the fort. Wow. There was a powerful crunch and a gust of air when the person hit the ground just a little to the side of where you were. They landed on their feet, crunching into a ball and making the hood of their jacket flip over their heads from the impact of falling so far down. The person stayed like that for long enough that the leaves they stirred up settled quietly onto the grass again. Then the kids straightened themselves out with more poise than you could have expected. squared shoulders, chin up. With one hand, they pushed their hood down over their back again. They were confident and knew how to show it. That's that. Why would you do that? That was so cool. That seems dangerous. That was so dumb to do. Could I try jumping off there? You could have crushed me. You were left speechless. It was impressive. You were left speechless. It was crazy. That didn't really impress you, though. Anyone could have done that. It wasn't special. That was so cool. Yeah, it was. They took a hold of their jacket and flapped them out, shaking off bits of sticks and whatever other stuff that got on it when they collided with the dirt. Anyway, they shifted their head around to get their hair back over their shoulders the way it was before, then jabbed a finger into their own chest. I'm Mr. Qiulin. Qiulin. It means both the Qiu's arms spread out openly, gesturing to the wide world all around. Autumn, nice to meet you. Oh, that's cute. What are your whole names? Through chuckles, Tamarack put on a fake voice that was one deeper than her normal one and probably meant to sound mature. I'm Miss Tamarack Bauman. A tamarack is a tree. That introduction got a thumbs up from Qiu. Cool, Miss Tamarack Bauman. My name's Kia. I'm Miss Kia Connelly. Why'd you say it so fancily? You didn't say. To share your full name and title, you had to write it down in the dirt. But shouldn't the U come after the Q? I already knew Q meant autumn. It's Chinese. You're not a mister, you're a kid. Why'd you say it like that? I'm Miss Kia Connelly. Kia's gonna... Oh, these are Kia's kind of kids. Wow, this is like so great. This is like, wow, I didn't expect it. I didn't know what they were gonna be like, to be honest. That was perfect, Miss Kia Connelly. Wait, also, how old are you two? You seem pretty similar to me. Me and Kia are the same. 10. Chiyu slipped his fingerless gloved hand against the front of his chest to show just how taken aback he was. Wow, so am I. Nobody else close by was exactly 10 before, and now there are 2 more. Wow, we came at just the right time. You did. And you two are going to grow up someday. And I'm going to grow up too. So that's never going to stop us from being the same age. Cool. Yeah, this is great. Okay. Even if we are the same age, I still act older than you do. Even if we still act the same age, you still act older than I do. You just stood there quietly. You shrugged over it. You gave a big thumbs up. Yeah, this is great. More 10-year-olds were better than less. But the talk you were having ended with a clear clap from Chiyu to bring it to a close. Now that we're people who know each other, I still want to hear what you were doing. I've lived my whole life in this town, in this neighborhood, in that house, and I've never seen either of you anywhere. There's got to be something going on. Tamarack's wide, knowing gaze met yours. You understood what you had to do. Well, you reached into your pocket and presented the mystery paper to Chiyu, wanting your own explanation. But before you even said anything about it, Chiyu wheezed with a tight grimace. He looked as stiff as the wood tower behind him, just like that. He stammered and babbled and pointed his finger all around the space that was sort of in front of you, until the word finally came to him. A sorcerer! What? No, wait. She threw his hands up higher towards his shoulders, the sudden movement making sure nothing interrupted his train of thought. You're a thief! That's why you're here, to rob my house. That's right, I'm gonna steal all your stuff. No, you were right before. I'm magic. I'm a sorcerer and a thief. I'm not a sorcerer or a thief. That makes no sense. Why did you sound so excited about that? You think I'm gonna rob you? You didn't know what to say to that. Why would I let you know I was here if I was gonna steal things? I think he was gonna do this one. I'm a sorcerer and a thief. Oh, what? Do you really think I'm a sorcerer, Robert? He got all fluttery with his laugh and the waving of his fingers. No, you're just a kid, but you've got some good tricks. Chiyu tucked one of his hands inside his jacket and moved it around in there, humming the whole time. There was some kind of secret pocket or compartment in that coat. Aha! Just as you thought, when he removed his hand, he was grabbing onto something. It was a little notebook. The edges were bent up and crumbling, probably from being squished a lot of ways and a lot of times. And there were papers sticking out in weird ways that made you think they weren't even attached to the book anymore. They were just smashed between pages to keep them in place. But the thing you noticed the most were the colors, tan with dark brown lines. Tamarack squealed, bounding closer to you. She and you had the same idea at the very same time. It was the paper from the airplane. Chiyu flipped open the book, tapped in a slow, considering rhythm at the front page with the back of his knuckles and said what you wanted to know without you having to do anything. That's my special paper with my notes on it, but it's not in my notebook. It was in your pocket. You must have done the thing that sleight of hand. That's what you did to snatch my stuff in a blink of an eye while I was standing right here. So you're a magician or a pickpocket. That's all it could be. He shifted on his feet, putting one hand on his hip and using the other to make a waggling gesture with the notebook. Chiyu was really confident in his accusation against me. Can you show me how to do it? But the wavy motion Chiyu did was too much for the old notebook, and it bent in half, upwards and downwards with the momentum of its owner's arm. Some of the paper slid out. They drifted to the ground lightly, the same way leaves fell from the trees. You stared right at them, sitting there freely like that. Chiyu didn't. Wait. You stared right at them, sitting there freely like that. Chiyu didn't. You lost it, Chiyu. You're right. I don't know how the paper ended up in the woods. You're being sarcastic. Maybe you just lost a paper and that's how Tamarack found it. Yep, it was definitely because I'm magic. I've already showed you my trick. You didn't notice, but look at the ground. You dramatically flick all your fingers at the ground. He wanted you to show him, so you would. You suddenly stood there. Maybe you just, so that seems like normal, but like, that seems very playful, but I don't know if it would like taken playfully. want this to be taken? Huh? Chiyu's eyes widened. He lifted the notebook over his head, twisted his feet outwards more to fully clear his view of the grass. Finally, he spotted the missing papers. Whoa! Thanks. In the middle of talking, he dropped to his knees to scoop a loose paper. It only took a second for each to be gathered. He leaned off his knees onto his butt and made a little oof sound. From there, he got his feet against the ground while pushing up with his hands, still clutching the paper so he could stand again. With that successful rescue mission done, Chiyu delicately flipped through the notebook and inserting the loose papers along the way between different pages. He went all the way to the end. Then Chiyu's complete book was pressed shut once more. Hey, that really helped, Kia. A beaming smile directed right into your face almost had you covering your eyes, but before that happened, he looked away. Chiyu twisted to the side to better rummage inside the hidden pocket of his jacket. He made super sure that the entire stack of papers made it back safely this time. He heard a sigh of relief. In an even swooping move, Chiyu tilted his head back over his shoulder to reveal his face again. The bright expression from before was completely gone. He had that smirk again. So, did you see that? I didn't lose anything. Are you kidding? You lose stuff all the time. You just find it again, sometimes. It's only because me. Next I'm not going to tell you about it. Okay. Good for you. Whatever to you. Your cheeks got hot from embarrassment. You're a real idiot, you said tiredly. You're an idiot, you said jokingly. You broke into laughter. Wow, Chiyu was cool, you thought. Dang, Chiyu was cool, you annoyingly had to admit to yourself. You could only shake your head. Okay, you stared, unimpressed, whatever. You simply shrugged. Good for him. I think she's gonna laugh. That was not at all how you expected him to reply, but it was amazing. You had to slouch forward to hold your stomach because that was funny. Chiyu's fun with your reaction came out as a set of snickers. His cheeky mood drifted away once those were done. Chiyu twisted to the side to better rummage inside the hidden pocket of his jacket. He made sure that the notebook made it back to its normal spot. When he tilted his face back towards you, he was quiet and thoughtful. This is very mysterious. My paper vanished, and 2 new kids appeared in my backyard, all out of nowhere. I don't get it. Chiyu, I'm your neighbor now. I moved into the middle house on the street. Oh, the new neighbors. That's right, that's you. That makes so much sense. Except for her. His growing excitement scrunched into confusion. Chiyu brought a hand to his chin while also pointing squarely at Tamarack with the other one. I'm pretty positive there was only going to be 1 new kid moving in. Unless you're Kia's mom. Tamarack was completely tickled by the idea, giggling and covering her mouth. Giggling and covering her mouth with her hands. She didn't do a good job at stopping any of the laughter from getting out. No, I'm not a mom. I moved in with Omi and Oppa. Omi and Oppa? I've never heard of that. Is it another language? It's German, and they're German. Cool. Thanks. They already had a house here. It's the gray one. Whoa. There's a granny who lives there and a guy that's her husband? That's your Omi and Oppa? Oh, there's a granny who lives there and a guy that's her husband. That's your Omi and Oppa? I think so, probably. Omi has really long hair. Oppa has short hair and some of it is on his face. Omi and Oppa mean granny and grandpa. Yeah. Chiu bobbed his head up and down with great understanding. Granny and him have a kid now. Huh? Wow. Then Chiu shook his head side to side, flopping dark brown strands of hair around and trying to sort out his thoughts. But if you're just new neighbors, not thieves or sorcerers, how'd you know that was my paper? I didn't know. Not for sure. What, you were showing off my notes to everyone you saw in the world? Yeah, that was kind of the idea. Huh? You knew it would be a long story, so you took a huge breath. Tamarack put her fists up eagerly in her own preparation to talk about what she had done. I got here today on my mama. She's waiting for the real estate agent, so I had to go spend time doing something. I went down the road and a paper airplane hit me in the shoulder and nobody was there. That was me. I threw it and ran away. It was great. I picked it up and opened the plane and saw the stuff written on it. I thought the person throwing the plane was trying to give me a message. But that wasn't me who wrote it. Right. Then Kia went into the forest after I jumped out of the leaves as a surprise. Chiu nodded along, probably not getting everything you two were talking about, but curious enough just to keep listening. And then I talked to her about the paper airplane I found, and she told me what we said, that she made the plane but didn't write what was on it. I asked where she got it. Tamarack chimed in again as your story continued to bounce back and forth between the two of you. I found it on the ground in the woods. It had already had the note, but I didn't think that was important at first. Kia made me wonder about it. We went out to discover the word writer. And it was you. Chiu put his hands on his hips as he thought hard about the info he'd learned from you. You're saying all this random stuff? You're saying all this was random stuff for fun? I guess so, but if you're the one who wrote that, how did you know my name? That was on the note. And what were those other words supposed to mean? Hello, go out, hide out, Kia Connelly. It doesn't make sense. Oh! Chiu cracked a smile and flicked out his arms to start his own explanation. That's just stuff I was gonna do. Counting 1, 2, 3 on his fingers, Chiu listed off each part of the letter simply. Hello, say hi to the people around. Go out, visit the town or another neighborhood or whatever. Hideout means go to my hideout. Chiu stopped the countdown to pat the sturdy wooden wall behind him with pride. Right here. Fine. I get it now. Wow, I like your hideout. That's all stupid, you said sharply. That's so stupid, you said amused. Your hideout is in your own backyard? If that's a hideout, why would you tell me it's a hideout? You didn't speak. Wow, I like your hideout. I do too. And right, yeah, for your name being there, my mom and dad told me. They talked about how people were moving in next door and how they talked about how there were people moving in next door and how there was going to be a kid my age and that her name was Kia Connelly. It was cool to me, so I wrote it down. That way I wouldn't forget. And I even took out and read that page a lot to make sure it'd be something I remembered. Looks like I forgot after all. That's it? Okay then. Thanks for trying to remember anyway. I don't know why you're confident when you got everything wrong, you said put off. You're such a scatterbrain, you said put off. Wow, you're such a scatterbrain, you said fondly. I can't believe you forgot who I was after your parents told you everything. You forgot because you lost the paper. He quietly accepted his answer. Thanks for trying to remember anyway. You're welcome. I'll remember this time, definitely. That's pretty crazy with the paper airplane. It's really impressive you two put the whole thing together. He was right. You and Tamarack had been able to discover the whole story. It felt good. You were proud of yourself. You didn't care that much. It went better than you thought. But this means you did lose that page out there somehow. So what was that thing about never losing things to you? It felt good. You were proud of yourself. But you realized suddenly how late it must have gotten. Your mama would start to worry soon. That wasn't good. Your turning thoughts were put on pause when Chiyu suddenly changed the subject. Hey, Kia, Tamarack, I'll walk you around back to the front. I want to hang out more. I should probably see how Omi and Oppa are. They're pretty old and need help sometimes. Yeah, we could all go back together. Alright, we can. Yes, I was going to ask that. Well, okay, if you are both sure. Sorry, I want to be by myself. No, I don't want people coming. Sorry, me and Tamarack are going together. No, you should stay here. Me and Tamarack are going on our own. Okay, Chiyu. Bye, Tamarack. The two of us are going. You nodded in agreement. You shook your head no. Yes. I was going to ask that. You relaxed your stance, accepting that this was really over now. Yay! I really do love the little sparkles. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. Her cheer had extra pizzazz, because she still had that stick to point it up high. To our houses! While chuckling, Chiyu used his fist to enthusiastically punch the air and match Tamarack's pose. Homeward bound! This is really nice. We're going back as successful people. All right, you two are loud. You smiled at them in agreement. You watched the two in shy silence. You were filled with confidence. You couldn't have been more victorious. To join the celebration, you clapped your hands. You covered your ears. All right. Yeah. She cupped her hands around her mouth to make it extra loud. And so you started to walk through the yellowed fall grass to get to the neighborhood again. But you weren't going to be there alone there. Blah, you weren't going to be alone there. Tamarack bounded ahead, bouncing her arm up and down with the stick like she was the conductor of a marching band, while Chiyu came alongside you with even casual steps. You were returning to that house. Your new neighborhood had become even more orange-toned by the time you finally returned to it. The far-off sun slowly sank away behind the tallest mountains and forests to sleep for the night. Your shadows grew larger, pulling away from your bodies to reach out into the street ahead. The dark shapes morphed and combined with one another as you walked in your own mismatched rhythm. All while the eyeball chillingness of the outside world got more powerful bit by bit. Tamarack still stayed about two steps ahead. Sometimes she was closer and sometimes she got away from you again. She used her stick to knock at the bushes and lamps along the sidewalk. Chiyu was next to you, but had switched things up so that he was taking large skips backwards. You guessed it was to look at you in the face better, or he just thought it was fun. He pointed out the sharpest building on the street. As he went. Part of it looked almost like a tower, a different kind than the one in the backyard. I keep doing that. See, that's the house from the front. It's great. See, that's the house from the front. It's great. And that's your house, right? The one in the middle? And Granny owns that one even further away. Okay, so this, I think, is her house, Tamarack's house, and that's Chiyu's house. Cool. The sounds of your steps continued to echo through the cul-de-sac until you came to a stop right in the center of the path. You'd arrived. Tamarack put both her hands up in front of her chest and waved them around. I'm going home! Tamarack spun in place before dashing further along the sidewalk to the sloped gray house on the other end of the neighborhood. Her bag clunked and jingled at her side the whole way there. Bye! Okay, this is it. Chiyu pulled out an eager grin. We gotta meet up again later. See you. Chiyu flipped around to go back the same way he had come with you. He needed to return to the pointy red house with the huge backyard. He didn't drop any papers this time. You waited there in front of the house in the dimming evening light, watching the two other kids go to their homes right on the same street. Bye. See you later. Be careful on your way back. Thank you for coming with me. It was cool to meet you too. You waved goodbye. You waved your hands and jumped in the air. You simply stood there. You offered a thumbs up. It was cool to meet you too. And then the air goes off. And I feel like I'm loud again. That was everything. The whole outing was done. In the quiet resolution of your first day in this place, the two encounters you had earlier that afternoon drifted through your head. Tamarack and Chiyu. Now you're at the stage where you'll get to set your dynamic with Tamarack and Chiyu. Goodness. I'm gonna have to get off in a second because my throat's hurt. Excuse me, sorry. Now you're at the stage where you'll get to set your dynamic with Tamarack and with Chiyu. Our life now forever has a specific way of constructing the personalized relationships you have with the two neighbors you grew up with. It's called dynamics. This encompasses how your character and that character feel about one another and how they are generally how they generally interact with each other. It doesn't determine if your character is shy or confident or sociable or unsociable. That's done through phrasing and action, through the phrasing and actions you pick in normal choices. This is only setting how you and the two leads tend to think/approach things on a top-line level. These settings can be both the same for Tamarack and Chiyu or be entirely different for one over the other. The first part of the dynamic system The first part of the dynamic system is what you set for your relationship standing. Your chosen relationship standing is always mutual with the other character. It's possible to change your standing at the start of each step, and even certain points within a step, at least normally. There are some settings that can't be changed once you pick them. The 5 main options of your relationship standing are neighbors, friends, family, crushes, and beloveds. Beloved? Neighbors means there's someone you know, and it's nothing more meaningful than that. Whether it's amicable or completely cold or even hostile, it's up to you. Friends mean that you're friends. While on this standing, it's possible to go even deeper and have them become your very best friend. But that's not set on the dynamic screen. It's a normal choice. Family means you truly love them and will always keep them in your life in a fully platonic way. You can't choose to love someone this deeply until later steps once you've known them longer. You also won't be able to change the setting to anything else once you've picked it. It's completely certain and unwavering. It's because I keep accidentally right-clicking. You can bring both Tamarack and Chiyu into your proverbial family. Crushes means that you and them have crushes on each other. While on this standing, you can keep your feelings a secret and act as though you're only friends, best friends, or it can be known that you're romantically interested. Later in the game, you can also officially go steady with Tamarack or Chiyu. If you begin dating one of them, you're standing on the dynamic screen. Will change to partners instead of crushes. It's possible to be crushing on Tamarack and Chiyu at the same time. And for most of the game, you can only get into an actual romantic relationship with one. In step 4, a polyamorous relationship can be pursued if you want. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. The way that will work is that Chiyu and Tamarack would be in a committed platonic relationship with each other and can be in a committed platonic or romantic relationship with the MC. Chiyu and Tamarack won't be romantically involved with each other regardless of the choices the MC makes. If you do date one or both, you can't break up with them. The partner status can't go away once you get it. It's possible to change simply crushes to one of the other options if you want. Beloveds mean you truly love them and will always keep them in your life in a clearly romantic way. You can't choose to love someone this deeply until later steps once you've known them longer. You also won't be able to change the setting to anything else once you've picked it. It's completely certain and unwavering. Like crushes, the romantic feelings can be known, a secret, or you can be official partners. If you're at this setting, you'll also unlock the possibility of getting engaged and changing your relationship standing to fiancés. There's no requirement to get married or even date. What you do or don't do with your feelings of love is up to you. The leads will respect your set boundaries. Oh my goodness. If you are beloveds and make choices where you're hoping to get married but haven't asked yourself, your partner can be the one to propose instead. The MC will accept the proposal by default because the game believes that they want that. You can't convince your partner to think marriage is a good idea and then reject them when they pursue it. That's part 1 of dynamics. The second part is expression elements. This is how you and the other character generally interact with the other. Like relationship standing, expression elements are determined separately for Tamarack and Chiyu. It doesn't have to be the same for both. But expression elements don't have to be mutual between your character and Tamarack/Chiyu. They have their own ways of conveying themselves, and your character gets to have theirs. Expression elements are broken down further into 3 meters with 3 choices per meter. Meter 1, deferring, teamworking, contesting. Meter 2, praising, unassuming, teasing. Meter 3, doting, accepting, admiring. For meter 1, you can choose to determine if your character is a follower or goes with the flow using deferring, a collaborator or compromiser using teamworking, or tries to be the leader or decision maker, whether the other person actually wants to follow them or not, using contesting. For meter 2, it determines if your character is the type of person to go out of their way to make comments on the other person and what they do. If not, they're unassuming. If so, the comments can be complimentary or even flirty if praising, or they can be joking or giving the other person a hard time if teasing. You get to control the phrasing and intention through choices. Meter 3 can be set to determine how your character views Tamarack and Chiyu. Do they feel like they need to look out for them, or that they're on the same level as each other, or that the other person is more incredible than most? When you first meet Chiyu and Tamarack in the story, they go with their normal kind of behavior for their interactions with your character. Because of that, their expression elements are always the same in step 1. Step 1, Chiyu, teamworking, teasing, and doting. Step 1, Tamarack, contesting, praising, accepting. As you spend more time with Tamarack and Chiyu, they'll get to know your character better, and in each step, their expression elements can change to match that. If, for example, you're friends with Tamarack and express displeasure whenever she insists on getting her way, she'll notice that. In step 2, instead of contesting, she could be team working with your character or even deferring depending on the details. Their connection with your character will develop organically. Though in future steps, you'll also have the option of customizing their expression elements if you want to make sure your playthrough has a specific feel. And starting in step 2, if you're more than just neighbors, a fourth expression element meter unlocks. Meter 4, envious of, not jealous, jealous over. Envious of means that one character is envious of the life, appearance, abilities, relationships, or something else of the other person, depending on the specifics involved. Jealous over means that they feel discomfort if they think the other person seems to like someone else more or isn't spending as much time with them as normal and such. The jealous meter does nothing but let you add more negative feelings of relationship competition interactions as an extra element of drama to your life. By default, Chiyu, Tamarack, and you will always be not jealous, which skips all that. You'll have to choose to customize the expression elements and to set them to being jealous in one way or the other for that kind of emotion to crop up. With the relationship standing and expression elements, you'll be able to have a truly personal dynamic with Tamarack and Chiyu. There are dozens of combos for the step you're in, and when you are going from step to step. Being at crushes in step 3 will be different if you used to be friends than if you were crushing from the start, and so on. You have plenty of options to try out. That ends the dynamic system tutorial. We hope you'll enjoy the connection you create with Tamarack and Chiyu. Okay, I think team working, praising. Oh shoot, I already forgot. So admiring means that she sees them above her, and accepting means they see them as equal. This was, I keep doing it. Help me save though. If this was Miles, it'd probably be like deferring, teasing, and then one of these two. Accepting, admiring. I think she praises, but I don't think she thinks they're like better than her. I think she's like, yeah, these are my friends and they're really cool. Okay, friends. Oh, I see. So it's blank face and smiling. It's blushing. Oh, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. The expressions change based on what you put it as. Okay. Yeah, I think right now it's the same for both. I just like seeing their faces change. Always, okay. I don't know how much longer the demo is, but I think, well, okay. I think that's a pretty good place to stop. But if it's really short, it'll be really awkward next time. I don't know how much longer the demo is. But I've been on here for a long time, so I'm not sure. I think things are so different for you, and shoot, I don't know how much longer it is. don't know if I should keep going because I kind of want to, what's in the chat? What is best viewers on stream.com? Move the space. I don't know. That seems suspicious. I'm gonna go ahead and clear that. But I don't know. Wait, I forget. Clear my chat. Did it clear? Oh yeah, there we go. Cool. Cleared very easily. Did it clear here too? I don't know. But okay, so I think I should stop here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop here. And I guess when I come back next time, I guess, because originally I was gonna, after playing the demo, next time I'll go back to back thesis games, but maybe I will just continue playing this next time. And if it's not very long, I will play a back thesis game afterwards or something. We'll see what happens, but I've been streaming for a while, and so I'm thinking I'm gonna just end it here. Thank you for watching. I haven't started posting my VODs yet, but I will post them soon, hopefully, if I can. I'll be posting them on my YouTube channel of the same name, Sparkling Nebulous. Yep, and thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. I will end this here because yeah. I did save, right? Yeah, I saved. Alright, again, thanks for watching. I played some of the demo of Our Life Now and Forever. I will pick it up on Monday. Unless I've played 3 more Pack Thesis games, and then pick it up on Saturday again. I'll consider for different games. Like, I'll choose a day, and that'll be like I'll follow up the game with that. For now, this will all just continue it next time. Yeah. Alright. What's extras? Oh, right, you can choose the songs. Look. Yeah, but this game already has a lot of replay value because now I'm already like, oh, I wonder how the story would be different if you, for example, went to your mom first, or if you went down the other path instead of the one deeper into the forest. And you know, different characters might do that. So again, if you want me to play the demo with some of my other characters, let me know. I know you don't really know my other characters. Wait, let me show you. You can kind of see Miles right there. Not super much. Let me see. Let me just. Info. Your details. So there he is. There he is. Look at it. Look at it. Yeah. That is oh, happier. Oh, no, he can be happy. It's just anyways, yeah. So that's the thing. Like, I have different characters. There's Miles, and then I have other characters. Don't want them to get confused. Okay. But yeah, for now, that's all. I will end it here. I know I said it like 5 times already. Yeah. Thanks again for viewing up to this point. And the demo is available on Steam if you want to try it out for yourself. And I think it's also on... Shoot, I forgot the name. The name of that site that you get games from on computers. Itch.io. Itch.io. It's on Itch.io as well. Yeah. Okay, wait. Let me put that up. Our life demo available on Steam and on itch.io. Wait, I don't know if that's how you spell itch.io. Wait, let me search it real quick. I'm making this ending take a long time. I apologize. So except for, no I don't, because this is my stream. No, I do apologize. I keep saying bye, and then you probably think I'm finishing, and then I'm still here, but I just wanted to make it like a little bit clear, so like you can see them typed out in case like I didn't type it right, or I didn't pronounce them right, so you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on here. I'm checking right now. I got mine from Steam, that's why I have to double check it, because I'm pretty sure I saw it on here. Yeah, like all of Our Life is on here. So if you are interested in Our Life, this one or the previous one, you only have, well, there's DLCs for other people, but the main friend, his name is Cove, or I guess main neighbor, he's your across the street neighbor, if I recall correctly. So yeah, yeah, you can get the demo on here. Cool. So, as I was saying, Our Life demo available on Steam and itch.io. I should have said that at the beginning, but there you go. Steam and itch.io, where you can find this game, and then also the original one, the previous one. Okay, now I'm signing off for real this time. Thanks again. And I'll see you on Monday.